श्री श्री राधा गोकुलानंद की, सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की, गौर निताई की, शिला प्रभुपाद की, गौर प्रेमानंदे। Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale की, सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की, गौर निताई की, शिला प्रभुपाद की, गौर प्रेमानंद।
So if you can please be seated, we will complete the Aarti with Darshan prayers.
Namaste Narashingaya. Praladadayine. Hiranyakashipu raksha. की, प्रहलाद महाराज की, गौरनिताय की, श्री प्रभुपाद की, गौर प्रेमानंद।
Hare Krishna, thank you so much for attending the Aarti. Prasadam will be served now in the Haveli. So as you go out, the entrance from the car park. Please have some prasadam before you go. Hare Krishna.
Ahora la voy a vivir con todo. Where's the jacket from? I make put your hat on. Your hat. No, Reina got hers. That's yours. No, that's Reina. That's hers. No, this one.
I want to go round.
Okay, yours was small.
Now, let's go.
I go to tiny.
ada kan dulu mandi Al-Quran mandi sih kan yang mandi lagi nih
Krishna, everyone. I'm really happy to see you both. And you, Prabhu. Thank you for coming. I usually have my sidekick son who does the kirtan. I don't have him here today, so I'm going to attempt to do kirtan. Bear with me. I'm sure Krishna will accept whatever we offer, but I'll try my best. So, here goes nothing. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Thank you, that's all for me. Thank you so much. So today we're going to be talking about Bhagavad Gita. I'm just going to take my position and then we'll start our exploration into Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so if you have a phone, you can look up chapter 6, verse 5, from the Bhagavad Gita. The chapter is called Dhyana Yoga. Thank you. Struggling a bit today. Before we recite, we're just going to chant invocation. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So the verse you can repeat after me is Udare Atmanatmanam. Udare Atmanatmanam. Natmanam Avashyate. Natmanam Avatsatade. Atmaiva Hai Atmano Buddhir. Atmaneva Hai Atmano Buddhir. Atma eva ripuratmanaha. Atma eva ripuratmanaha. So the translation is, one must deliver himself with the help of his mind and not degrade himself. The mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. And the purport by Srila Prabhupada is, the word Atma denotes body, mind, and soul, depending upon different circumstances. In the yoga system, the mind and the conditioned soul are especially important, since the mind is the central point of yoga practice. Atma refers here to the mind. The purpose of the yoga system is to control the mind and to draw it away from attachment to sense objects. It is stressed herein that the mind must be trained that it can deliver the conditioned soul from the maya of nescience. In material existence, one is subjected to the influence of the mind and the senses. In fact, the pure soul is entangled in the material world because the mind is involved with the false ego, which desires to lord it over material nature. Therefore, the mind should be trained so that it will not be attracted by the glitter of material nature, and in this way the conditioned soul may be saved. One should not degrade oneself by attraction to sense objects. The more one is attracted by sense objects, the more one becomes entangled in material existence. The best way to disentangle oneself is to always engage the mind in Krishna consciousness. The word he is used for emphasizing the spirit, this point, i.e. that one must do this. It is also said, Mana eva manushya yanam karnam bandha moksha yoho bandhaya vishayan ango mukhyai nirvishyam manaha. For man, mind is the cause of bondage, and mind is the cause of liberation. Mind absorbed in sense objects is the cause of bondage, and mind detached from the sense objects is the sense of liberation. Our Amrata Bindu, Upanishad 2. Therefore, the mind which is always engaged in Krishna consciousness is the cause of supreme liberation. And that is the purport. I'm just gonna start. Before we start a discussion on chapter 6 and this verse, we just wanted to recite some prayers. If you know the prayers, please sing along, and then we can start our discussion. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhamrita He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Shutte Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubha Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you all for coming again. Feeling a little bit nervous after a long time coming back here. It feels different. So I hope you will all pray that I can say something, and hopefully Prabhupada will empower me to say something of use. I don't have any realizations. I'm just repeating the words of my spiritual master, Prabhupada. So yeah, if you have anything to add, please, go ahead. I'm more than looking forward to hearing your viewpoint on this, and I've got some amazing devotees here. So yeah, so like I said, we're gonna be looking at chapter 6 of the Bhagavad Gita, which is called Dhyana Yoga, and in the previous chapters, this is where we are now. Arjuna is on the battlefield with Krishna, and he's having a crisis. He's thinking, I don't want to fight. I don't think I have what it takes to kill my family. He puts his Gandiva bow down, and Krishna is answering all of Arjuna's doubts. And they're having this discussion, which is lasting for about 45 minutes. But in that discussion, Krishna reveals many, many things to Arjuna which are really important for our life. Some of the things that are discussed are within 5 topics of the Bhagavad Gita. I don't know if anybody knows the 5 topics of the Bhagavad Gita. If anyone wants to shout out what they might be, I'll help. Jiva? Huh? Yeah, Ishvara? Karma? Huh? Nature? And time, Kala. So we have Jiva, which is the soul, Ishvara, which is God, Prakriti, which means material nature, Karma, which means activities, basically, and Kala, which is time. So you can, when we're having this discussion, you can, or we've just read the verse, you can think in your mind what topics this relates to. But basically, if you get a grasp on these topics, then they can liberate a person from the material world. So these topics are highly important for us to understand deeply. And we're going to look at that today. So first thing is, this chapter is called Dhyana Yoga. Dhyana Yoga, let's talk about yoga, because many people come to come to yoga through the practices of asana, which is the yoga poses. You do them. And while asana can give you a lot of health benefits, the ultimate goal of yoga is to connect with the divine, which is residing in all of our hearts. So there's different types of yoga, not just of the asana, of the health benefits that you might get from yoga. By practicing dhyana yoga, and dhyana yoga can be simply explained as controlling the mind by concentrating the mind, dhyan. In this chapter, Krishna reveals the yoga of meditation, how to practice this yoga. He discusses how to prepare for deep concentration, deep meditation, how performing duties in devotional service purifies one's mind. How can doing external activities purify your mind, which is extremely useful, especially in this day and age, you know. And by so doing, how to increase one's spiritual consciousness. Because, let's face it, we're in Kali Yuga, and our spiritual consciousness is really low, to the point that we wouldn't even understand what it means to be a good person. So this is why we follow the 4 regulative principles, which are no meat eating, no intoxicants, no illicit sex, no gambling, that's it, thank you. Yeah, so after some practicing of these, restraining from these 4 things, we don't even think about these things now. It just becomes like we're just like riding. And we don't necessarily struggle with, you know, sometimes when you practice non-meat eating, non-violence, and no alcohol, no illicit sex, and no gambling, it becomes slightly easier, right? And it makes us humans. In the previous ages, you didn't have to like say to somebody you can't kill somebody to eat them, you know. It was just that's what normal human beings are. That's what good. But yeah, these things make us a good human being. Then it brings us from an animalistic kind of consciousness to a human consciousness, which is higher. And then also in this chapter, Krishna explains in details the obstacles that one faces when trying to control their mind, and the exact methods by which one can conquer their mind. And let's face it, all of us are struggling with our mind mainly. May not be that we're struggling to be a good human being, but we still have issues related to the mind. So Krishna also reveals how can one focus their mind on the Paramatma and then unite with God through meditation. So we all have to learn how to deliver ourselves. And Prabhupada says in the verse, one must deliver himself with the help of his mind and not degrade himself. The mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. So if uncontrolled, then your mind can be your enemy, your worst enemy. One should deliver oneself by the help of the mind. Na atma ava sadhya, eva sadhya. One should not degrade oneself. Because we have lost control. I mean, we have the mass distractions in our hands, which are ever, they're following us everywhere. Like, you know, the phones are with us constantly, and therefore we are losing our mind to the internet. The mind is actually a friend of the conditioned soul, but then it is also the enemy of the conditioned soul, because we do not utilize it properly, then it can lead one to destruction. When we go on book, so in the month of December, which is just gone, all the devotees, all young and old, we go on book distribution here at the temple also. We try and distribute books like the Bhagavad Gita, because we realize that through passing on what we've learned, we can really help society. We can really help somebody who's in need. And we met so many people that are struggling with their mind, and especially nowadays, there are so many people that struggle with mental health issues. There was this one guy that we met, and he was just in his car. He thought we were lost, and he tried to give us directions. And then I was like, yeah, perfect. This guy's approached me, so I'm gonna start talking to him. And I spoke to him. He was Indian, but his name was Prince, which was amazing. I was like, well, your name's Prince. How did that happen? You know? And he said like he was really precious in his family, the only son. So anyway, so I was talking to him about Bhagavad Gita, and then he starts smoking, just like whilst we're talking. And I was really shocked because, I don't know, I didn't expect him to just light one and then start smoking. I was like, how come you're smoking? And he quite frankly told me that he struggles with his mind. Even though he knows it's wrong, he can't stop. And yeah, it's like that. We might have different issues, but all of us are struggling with the mind because we don't have control over the mind. And then equally, I met loads of other people, and there was this lady who quite, somehow like when you go on book distribution, when you're in front of their door, they kind of just reveal things. And she was telling us like how she had mental health issues, she had addiction issues, and like she was struggling with her partner so it was really eye-opening, the amount of people that just openly revealed to us that the mind is the biggest issue. And physical pain is something that the scars will heal, but when you suffer in your mind, with your mind and emotionally, those are the scars that you don't see, but they run so deep. Those are the things that we really need help with, because when you have the scars, somebody will help you. When you have mental health issues, or if you're struggling with something that nobody knows about, then that's harder. So this is why I think book distribution for us is really important, because it brings us face to face with reality. And then when you try and help somebody else in the process, you find that your own spirituality, your own mental health is in a better place. Yeah. So in this verse, Krishna is referring to the mind as the soul. The Atma is the soul. So why is Krishna referring the Atma to the mind? In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna uses Atma for three different entities: the mind, body, and soul, because these three things are very important in helping us change our direction, increase our consciousness. So therefore, time to time, Krishna will use the soul, the mind, and the body in place of Atma. And in this verse, like I said, Krishna is referring to the mind when he says Atma. In the yoga system, the mind and the conditioned soul are especially important. The mind is the central point of yoga practices, so that is why the Atma here is referred to the mind. By purifying the mind, the person can progress further. The purpose of yoga system is to control the mind, to draw it away from attachment to sense objects. It is stressed herein that the mind must be trained so that it can deliver one from nescience. So the purpose of Ashtanga Yoga is to control the mind, to stay away from sense objects. Ashtanga Yoga is 8 steps of yoga practices. So 8 limbs of yoga practices. It's the roadmap to Ashtanga Yoga, basically. The niyama is the first step, which is internal and external purity, contentment, austerity, self-study, and surrender of the ego. Niyama can also be translated as rules to follow. Asana means postures, literally, and it means like just having a comfortable seat, literally. Pranayam means pranayam, pratyahara means withdrawal of senses. Dharana means concentration, and dhyana means meditation. Those are the 8. In essence, though, the purpose of Ashtanga Yoga through all of these steps is just to control the mind and steer it away from the external world and bring it closer to the spiritual world. It's through the principles of discipline practices that one can attain the state of samadhi, which is union with God, union with divine. That's what samadhi is. In the previous verse, it was mentioned that one must stay away from the sense objects or be detached from sense objects, because when we're attached to sense objects, we think we're enjoying, don't we? When we eat something nice, it's very nice on the tongue. When we hear something nice, it's very nice, and we think we're enjoying. But actually, the senses are enjoying, and our enjoyment is completely different. What we're looking for is pure love. It's not what the senses enjoy, because this is just temporary. But if we're enjoying so much through the senses, we want to stay here. We want to keep enjoying and keep, moving from one sense object to another, and just keep continuing, because this is where you come to enjoy materially. The thing is, like I said, we are not the senses. We're the soul which resides in the heart. We're not this body. But unfortunately, in today's world, our understanding of happiness is based on misconception. It's based on illusion. It's based on the principles of Maya. Maya, that which is not, is an illusion. We think we're this body, and therefore we're enjoying all of these things. But in fact, it's the senses that are enjoying things, and they drag us from here to there to everywhere. This is why Prabhupada said that to realize that we're not this body, we're the soul, is a siddhi. Siddhi means a superpower. Because if you realize you're not this body, then you become superhuman, because nothing that happens to this body, or even if someone calls you names, it's not going to hurt you, because you realize it's all superficial. We're not actually this. We are going to shed this body after this life and then take another body, so it really is like a clothing. But what we are looking for is love in its purest form. We all expect to be loved for who we are without any conditions. And that's what we keep searching for in different things, in different people. So sometimes, sometimes you think, maybe some people think that they'll be loved if they're more beautiful, if they're rich, if they have some sort of intellect or some possessions. But actually, the only person that can give you the pure love, unconditional love, is Krishna. So that's what we're looking for. And if we want that, then we have to deliver ourselves from the material world. So one should train the mind in such a way that it can deliver the conditioned soul, because we have not yet tapped into that divine love. When we tap into that divine love, we'll experience extreme bliss, extreme happiness, and no other material possession is going to fill that void within us. Jai Jai Shri Radha Gokulananda ki Jai, Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki Jai, Gaur Nitai ki Jai. So this is divine love. This divine love is within all of us. We can all be satisfied within ourselves. Who can cheat us then? If we're all satisfied, then nobody can exploit us, and we would have no reason to lament, to be upset, to be sad, because it's because we don't realize that Krishna is within our hearts. He is there guiding us each step of the way, as Krishna Dakshay Vishnu, as the super soul, we lament, we get upset, but He's there all the time. But even then, it's it's difficult to control the mind, isn't it? It's difficult, even though we've heard so many times we're not this body, we're the soul, and like how to control the mind. We've had many lessons. How to stop these endless flow of thoughts. The thoughts keep coming according to its own mind, and its own will, and not what we want to do. Is just doing its own thing. It is stated in the second chapter that if we want to bring the mind under control, then ultimately it has to be done through higher taste. But also as Krishna says in the 7th chapter, 7.1, Maya ashakta mana partha yogam yanjanmada shrayaha asham shayam samakramam yatha yadnashita shrino, means Krishna says one should take shelter of me with the mind attached to me. You can know me in full, free from doubt. The mind tends to develop attachment to things, to people, and it keeps moving. But ultimately, the mind is chanchal, means it's like flickering. So there's another verse that Arjuna says to Krishna, eventually after Krishna goes through all the meditation practices, Arjuna says, Chanchalam hi manaha Krishna pramati balvadritam tasyaham nigraham maniye vayur eva shudushkaram. So in this verse, Arjuna is saying the mind is flickering. I can't control the mind. The mind is like the wind. It's easier to control the wind than it is to control the mind, because it's going from one thing to another. Why? Because we haven't found something that satisfies our search for love, divine love, something out of this world, something not temporary, something permanent. So we come to Krishna consciousness, and the mind can be satisfied. When the mind is absorbed in Krishna, then we're not searching anymore. So what happens when our consciousness is absorbed in Krishna? Shall I give you an example? Shall I tell you a story? Yeah. So there was a king called King Kulashekar. Prabhupada talked about King Kulashekar many times. He was an amazing king, and he is still one of the most worshipped saints in South India today. He lived thousands of years ago. He is worshipped in many temples in Sri Sampradaya in South India. The king, he comes from a lineage where all the kings in his lineage considered Krishna to be the ultimate king, even though they were the kings, and they were the vessel of God's will, and Krishna was the proprietor. He was the controller of everything. Therefore, every single day, each king would come in the temple in front of Krishna and report the day's activities in the kingdom every day. So the king would personally come and say, this is happening twice a day. And then his father was an amazing king as well. So he wanted to train his son to be an excellent servant of humanity. So he trained him in arts of war, government. He learned holy scriptures, the Vedas, the Puranas, Itihasas, the 6 Shastras. So King Kulashekar was an amazing king, and naturally by such a good upbringing and training, he became the king at a very young age, and his father retired. And as expected, King Kulashekar became the most extraordinary king. King Kulashekar won the hearts of all of the people, and was loved by the citizens. He was wonderful. He trained his army to be unbeatable. He was also very fair. He had such integrity. There was perfect justice in his community, and therefore naturally the citizens loved him so much. So like this, he ruled the kingdom for several years, although he was really materially really wise, opulent in everything that they owned, but spiritually he was blind. So ultimately he succumbed to the egoism, and he became spiritually blind. What does spiritually blind mean? It means he fell for the trap of egoism. He thought himself to be the doer of activities. He wanted to take credit for things that he was doing, but actually all of your abilities come from Krishna, and we must realize that. So he became spiritually blind, but Krishna was merciful, but therefore ultimately he realized that by the grace of Krishna, he realized that actually there's something wrong here. I'm not feeling happy. And then slowly his worldview started to change. He was seeing the egoism for what it was, and his values were changing. He was experiencing the futility of life, and at the same time he was getting a glimpse of the essence of Krishna. He was also yearning for enlightenment. He was looking for a spiritual master, and therefore, by the grace of Krishna, he found a guru. It's said that by the grace of Krishna, one gets a guru, and by the great mercy of guru, one gets Krishna. So it's really important to find a suitable guru. But he came in touch with the great Vishwakshena, who became his spiritual master, and eventually King Kulashekar became intoxicated with love of God. And how? He became intoxicated by reading Shastra, Guru Sadhu Shastra, right? So then he would be reading Ramayana in his kingdom every day. So in the palace, they had the reading of Ramayana every day, and he became so absorbed that at the same time he became absorbed in Ramayana, but also at the same time he was perfectly fulfilling his duties as a king. Once they were reading Ramayana, they read the part where Surpanika was insulted by Lord Ram because Lord Ram didn't want to marry her, and he cut off her nose. So she went and told her brothers, which were Karan and Dushan, two brothers of Ravana. So they wanted to get revenge, and they marched with their armies where Ram was. I think it was Panchavati, now it's called Nasik. The two brothers wanted to attack Ram. They took their 14,000 soldiers with horses, with like the most dangerous weapons of that time, and seeing the army approaching them, Ram told Lakshman to protect Sita, and Ram stood alone to face the army. Valmiki Muni in this section asks the question, how could Ram alone combat so many military men? And that kind of pierced Queen Kulashekhar's heart, and he really thought, how can I leave Lord Ram to face the army all on his own? If I'm really a devotee of Lord Ram, then I need to go now. He forgot that this happened years ago, millions of years ago, and he's saying, I can't let Ram face the army on his own. If I'm really a devotee of Ram, then I need to go now. I'm a king, and I'm a great king. I can defeat the soldiers, help defeat the soldiers by myself, to help Ram. So he jumped on his horse. He ordered his army to prepare for battle. And this scene is going on. There's a commotion in the palace, and off he went to battle with the army. So the soldiers had to follow the king's orders. You can't just, even though they think, oh, this king has gone completely mad with devotion, they had no choice but to follow their king's orders. His ministers were looking in great shock at the king, and they were like really confused. But eventually they came up with a plan. While King Kuta Shekhar is marching, they got the army to come behind him, around him, and then eventually in front of him, and said to him that King Kulesh Shekhar, we've been to Panchavati. Lord Ram has defeated Ravana, the army, all on his own, and Sita is now with Lord Ram, and they are happy. You don't need to go. So then, like, King Kulesh Shekhar became ecstatic, and he jubilantly went back to his palace, and there was a great celebration. Everyone really enjoyed and celebrated like a festival in the whole kingdom. King Kulesh Shekhar gave out, gold and fed the brahmanas. They had a huge party. But from that day onwards, the ministers decided, we can't let this happen again. We've got to avoid this. The king is mad, but he's an amazing king. So what they decided to do is to avoid all of the dangerous parts, all the sad parts of Ramayana, and they would just read all the happy parts. And so then what happened is every day there would be a festival in the kingdom, and eventually the citizens were like, we can't do this every day. Imagine eating cake every day, like, or gulab jamun every day. That's like too much for the system, right? So they were like getting really, they were like, we can't do this every day. But one day what happened was that his reading guru left for some important business, and his son was given the opportunity to read the Ramayana, but they forgot to tell him that you've got to be careful about what parts of the Ramayana you read. So he just went on reading and reading and reading, and they eventually came to the part where Ravana abducts Sita and takes her to Lanka, and she's under a Ashoka tree, and he's harassing her every day. Hearing this naturally, like King Kulesh Shekhar was like, again, his heart was pierced, and he again got up and he's like, that's it, I'm gonna finish Ravana, that's it, this is the end of him. And he went on his chariot, he again ordered his army, and off they went, and they marched for the ocean. And the ministers this time, they were just shocked again. They couldn't do anything. But before you know it, and they could do anything, King Kulesh Shekhar came to the ocean, and he's face to face with the ocean. And they thought, okay, this is it. Like, he's not gonna go into the ocean. We can't cross the ocean. Even Lord Ram had to prepare, the way to cross over the ocean. But no, King Kulesh Shekhar got off his chariot with his sword over his head and like shield. He just ran into the ocean, and everyone's like thinking, oh my God, what is he doing now? Like, he's gonna drown. But King Kulesh Shekhar just had one thing on his mind, and he wanted to rescue Sita. So ministers thought, this is the end of our king. This is it. We're all done. And King Kulesh Shekhar was just swimming with his sword and shield. Eventually, what happened, and what happens next is amazing, because what happened is that Lord Ram, seeing the devotion, appeared to him, and he came towards him in a chariot over the ocean with Sita by his side, and he said, King Kulesh Shekhar, I have rescued Sita. She's safe now. And by your prayers, by your by your good wishes, we were able to defeat Ravan, and Vibhishan is now looking after the kingdom. You must go back to your kingdom. You should now take responsibility of your kingdom. Let me take you out of the ocean. Let me carry you back. And Ram took King Kulesh Shekhar back, and that was that. So that's an amazing absorption. This is what can happen if you have and it's not just a story. It's something that happened. So the pastimes of Krishna are powerful. When we tap into that reality and tap out of this reality, we become absorbed and nothing else will affect us. But does it seem like too high? Does it seem like, no, we can't do this? That was King Kulashekar. Our story is different, right? Sometimes that happens. No, it can happen. You know why? Because we have the holy name, mantra. Mantra means to deliver the mind. Man means the mind, and tra means to deliver. So we can deliver this mind through the holy sound, because Prabhupada has invested his blessings into the holy name. He has given us the holy name, and Krishna has invested all of his energies in the holy name. And through Prabhupada's mercy, we can all achieve it slowly. So, yeah, shall we chant one round? One mantra? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you for listening. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if I did justice to that verse, but I tried my best. If you have any realizations, if you want to add something, then you can tell me. If you have any questions. Yeah.
Well, I want to say something and then I have a question. I really like when you said realizing that we're not the body, we're a spirit, soul is the city.
Yeah.
It actually gives you power.
So powerful, yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah, but yeah. But that makes me think, how many times we've heard we are not this body, we are the soul. But what will it take to realize that, sometimes? Because when we realize that, it's going to be powerful. Yeah.
Thank you. And my question is that, what does it mean to deliver the mind?
Yeah. I don't know. What do you... Okay, let me try. Yeah, deliver the mind means to deliver our soul. Because ultimately, we're letting the mind control us, control our body, control our senses. It's a great key to getting out of this samsara, to getting out of dukhalaya, to get out of the place of suffering. Because we suffer because of the mind, right? So many things that, like I said before, the scars on our body will disappear, but some of the scars on our mind, the impressions in our mind, they're the ones that really do the damage. They make impressions that are everlasting, even from previous lives. So if we can somehow erase those impressions and just put Krishna there, then we will be able to get out of the material world.
So I just want to see if I understood you. So basically, to deliver means to free the mind from all those impressions, and also free from all these thoughts that come from material pulling and material attraction. So free the mind from that. Is that what?
Yeah, I'll give you an example. So Kadambakana Maharaj, I was listening to him and he was saying that one time he got stuck in Stockholm. There must have been some festival or something. So he just couldn't get tickets to fly out of the country, and he needed to leave. So he was saying that he was behind a computer all night, and he was worried that I'm gonna go to bed, like but I'm going to be thinking about flights and like getting, like just be stuck in the computer. Although my mind's going to go to sleep, although my body's going to be sleeping, but I'm still going to be stuck on the computer in my mind. But that same day, they had done Harinam that day. So he was surprised, I wasn't. He was surprised that he was thinking of the holy name and that Harinam was still in his mind. So he said that the impressions that we have on our mind are so powerful that even when you're not awake, they're with you. But the holy name is more powerful. So when we replace it with the holy name, then we can erase those impressions that keep us bound in this material world. Because Prabhupada said, even if you have an attachment, if you're thinking about a gulab jamun at the end of your life, then you're going to come back to enjoy it, you know. I don't know if that makes sense. Thank you for your question. Yeah.
Is there any way you can find out, what you were in your previous life?
Yeah, you can. So, there's a thing that you can do which is called past life regression. There's a lot of professionals that do past life regression, which is also some kind of meditation. They put you in meditation to take you back to your previous life. There's another story I can tell you. We've only got 5 minutes. But I heard this from Gojruma Prabhu, and he has the most amazing stories. So he was saying that how this lady, she had some mental health issues, and she was in Krishna consciousness, and she did past life regression, and they took her back to a previous life, and she realized that she was like a fly or an insect that was flying, and then like the devotee that was doing the past life regression, he said, oh, that's strange, you can't be a fly in your past life because you have to go through all the stages. So how did you become a human straight after the insect? Because you become an insect, animal, there's stages, right? So then she said, oh yeah, I remember I was outside this church, but it was like an Indian church, and there was some food. The window was open, and I flew in through the window, and there was some food on the table, and there was a deity. There was a blue deity. It was Krishna, and the food was prasadam. What she had done is that taken some prasadam from the plate. So by eating that prasadam, her next life was a human life. She just missed the whole cycle of the 8.4 billion species. I don't know what it could have been, but she missed it and straight became a human. That's the power of prasadam. Imagine the power of the holy name, if you chant that. So often people say you can do past life regression. It might help you with your mental health issues, or if you have a fear of something, but I don't know whether it will help you spiritually. So sometimes it doesn't necessarily mean just because you've learned about your previous life, you're going to advance spiritually. It might help. Sorry? Yeah, curiosity, it could, yeah. It could help you with other obstacles in life. Yeah, you could do it. Might work on you. Some people it doesn't work. Any other questions? Oh no, it's okay. Any other questions? Well, thank you for listening. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
श्री श्री राधा गोकुलनंद भगवान की श्री राम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की श्री श्री गौर निताय की श्री हे जयो जयो वरचंदे आरतिक शोभा हे जयो जय मन लोभा राखी निदाय ममे घर दारा राखी ममे घर दारा वास दारा मोसे आच और अच्छा घना से मसाने बसे आच और अच्छा घना से मसाने आदि देव ज्ञान नारा हरि आदि कोरे हमारा दुराया नारा हरि Adi Kori Yamaraduraya Sanjaya Mukunda Vadu Bojadikyaya Sankha Bhaje Ganda Bhaje Bhaje Garadara Sankha Bhaje Ganta Bhaje Bhaje Gajarjaya Ado Nage Ranga Bhaje Pararadasthala Sankha Bhaje Chanta Bhaje Madhur Madhur Madhura Bhaje Radha Bhaje Madhu 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 Bhaje Ganta Bhaje Ganta Bhaje Madhu 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 Bhaje Madhur Madhur Madhura Bhaje Sarka Bhaje Ganda Bhaje Madhur Madhur Madhura Bhaje Madhur Madhur Madhura Bhaje Madhur Madhur Madhura Bhaje Madhura 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 Bhaje Madhura 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 Bhaje Nitai Gora Hare Bo Hare Bo Hare Bo Nitai Gora Hare Bo Nitai Gora Hare Bo Hare Bo Hare Bo Nitai Gora Hare Bo Bahu Koti Nanda Dhini Vadana Jwala Nanda Nini Madana Janamala Kala Jaya Bana Mana Kode Janamala Narada Teme Yarada Bhakti no dadege Gorara Sampada no Gorara Sampada Deva Jaya Jaya Gora Jate Ajita Joga Deva Jaya Jaya Gora Jande Ajita Joga Jana Vedata Vane Jaga Manaloba Gorangira Rode Joba Jaga Janamanaloba Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Mami Nidinamine Namaste Saraswati Guru Ramani Pishadine Nirishesha Sunyadi Raptakari Jajari Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivastadi Gaura Bhaktivedanta Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivastadi Gaura Bhaktivedanta Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhara Srivastadi Gaura Bhaktivedanta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. So everybody pays their obeisances or even has their hands together, and I'll say the prayers. And every time I say ki, you say Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivagacharya Stotra Jara. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Prem se ko Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda ki Ramacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki Shri Shri Radha Gopinath Shamakund Radha Kund Giri Govardhana ki Shri Vrindavan Dhama ki Shri Maya Dhama ki Nilachala Jagannath Puri Dhama ki jai, Ayodhya Dhama ki jai, Shri Mayapur Dhama ki jai, Tulsi Maharani ki jai, Vinda Devi ki jai, Samaveda Bhaktavinda ki jai, Shri Radha Gokulananda ki, Shri Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai, Shri Gaunitaya ki, Sankirtan ki jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Bhakti Shishan ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Dala dala dadaine. Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha. Shiladanga Nakalaye. Idonisimha Pada Domisimha. Yato Yato Yamita Domisimha. Ayur Nisimha Hridaya Nisimha. Narasimha Madim Charanam Prapade. Narasimha Madim Charanam Prapade. Tavakara Kamalavare Nakamadhuta Shinyam Nalita Hiranyakashipu Anubringa Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Nithimadev, 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 Jaya Nithimadev, Jaya Nithimadev, Jaya Jaya Lakshmi Nithinma, Lakshmi Nithinma, Lakshmi Nithinma, Jaya Lakshmi Nithinma, Jaya Lakshmi Nithinma, Lakshmi Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, 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 Jai Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, thank you for joining for Gaurati. So we have some Mahaprasadam next door, so you can help yourself to some Mahaprasad. And then the next darshan is at 9 o'clock. So if you're around, please stick around. Hare Krishna. Yeah, like literally 2 minutes before. It's just that. Hare Krishna. No.